second here. Stop that. Okay. Not get that to work right. Oh, please don't open over there. What are you doing? Okay. Completely forgot the social media. I get so excited about leveling that I completely forgot. Hey, we're 61. Means we can turn these in. Welcome back. The men seem transformed having met you, though I suppose you're accustomed to having that effect on people. Sadly, I have no memorable acts of daring with which I can inspire them. Still, I'm heartened to know that there are those like you to whom they can look up to who will inspire them to train harder. I'll be the first to admit I was skeptical when they first began enlisting adventurers in the grand companies, but I'm glad my doubts were proven unfounded. Safe travels, Sokard. Reward. Okay, next one. Possibly one of the missing prisoners, you say? I expected such wild claims from Lieutenant Malko. But if you would corroborate her report, perhaps this warrants investigation. Until further notice, he shall stay under the protection of the Eorzean Alliance. Sir, with all due respect, you cannot just... Lieutenant Malko, get this man a hot meal and a warm bed. When he's had a bit of rest, see that he knows of Bittermill and the Garleans. It should not be long before we reach a resolution to all this. You are free to wait here until she finishes questioning our new detainee, which will lead to another quest. See? Leads to another quest. Seeking answers. I imagine Lieutenant Malko has finished questioning the detainee by now. Go and see what if anything, she has learned. Okay, in a minute. I'm gonna turn in this other quest. I'll be right back. Did you have trouble procuring the samples? Nope. Here's your dirt. Here's your water. I almost died because I didn't have good gear. Yes, this is perfect. Perhaps someday soon we can restore the cave to what it once was. You see, the Comet's Tail was once a place of worship. Legend has it that, as the great flood of the Sixth Umbral Calamity swept across Eorzea, Rhalgr cast a great beacon into the sky to lead his people to safety. That beacon would one day fall on Earth, and it remains in what illuminated that cave. Oh, its remains are what illuminated that cave. The Alamegans placed altars within and would often visit to offer up prayers to Rhalgr. Of course, that all changed when the Garleans came. No one is certain for what purpose the cave was closed off, but some say it was used as a crude weapons research facility. Whatever the truth may be, I will find it and restore what was taken from the Alamegans. When that day comes, I hope you'll go and pay the Comet's Tail a visit. Okay. Molko. Porto. Oh, Sokard, I've just finished with questioning. Unfortunately, he can recall absolutely nothing of his past. The only thing he's certain of is that he escaped from Garlean captivity. I'm beginning to believe he really is one of the missing prisoners. But where does Bittermill fit into all of this? I fear we've reached an impasse. It's not as if we can ask the Garleans what they're doing there. Or perhaps we can. The soldier who escaped us earlier must know something to have been prowling about the area. He has to be taken into custody. Come, Sokard, we must speak with Serpent Marshal Brookstone about assembling a search party. No stone can be left unturned. Especially not in the brook. Because... Brookstone. That was a terrible pun. You wish to capture the soldier you encountered at Bittermill? Well, you should know I've already dispatched a reconnaissance team. After reading Lieutenant Molko's report, I thought it prudent he'd be apprehended immediately. However, therein lies the rub. We lack the manpower to sufficiently survey the area. In fact, I was just deliberating over who I should call back to make a sweep of Owen's stash. There's no need for that, sir. Sokard and I will go. I realize I'm not the ideal scout to assist in this, but we have to find them. Okay. So let's go find her. Oh! Treant! Should have looked out for that before I did that. Molko. On your guard, Sokard. I have a bad feeling about this place. Molko. Hello. Search for the Garlean soldier. Aha! We found him. He was 50 feet away. We found him, Sokard. We really found him. What are you? These wounds, if he's not treated soon, he won't be telling anyone anything. He's like to bleed out if left unattended. Go and tell Serpent Marshal Brookstone we found him, and he needs medical assistance before he can be moved. I don't think this is a good idea. Hello, Santa Bear. I think by the time we get back, he's going to have overpowered her. and it's just not going to turn out well. My men have searched high and low, yet there is no sign of this runaway soldier. Yeah, he's over there in the cave. You found him at Owen's stash. Say no more. Attention, this is Brookstone speaking. The subject has been found at Owen's stash. I repeat, the subject has been found at Owen's stash. He is severely wounded and in need of medical attention. Excellent work. Perhaps now we can finally get to the bottom of all this bitter mill business. Complete quest. New quest. Ooh. By all rights, my men should be back by now. Go and see if you can find Lieutenant Molko. I want to know what those Garlean dogs are up to. Okay. Wait, she's here in the camp. Ah, Sokar. I'm happy to report we managed to bring him back safely, and not a minute too soon. I plan to speak with him shortly after returning, but the healers won't permit anyone to see him until he's settled and the bleeding stopped. I imagine he won't have long to wait very long. So we wait. It seems he's finally fit to speak. I don't expect you to be grateful, but I'd like to remind you, you likely wouldn't be standing here if we hadn't found you in that cave. Now start talking. What are you doing there at Bittermill? We were looking for someone, an escapee from one of our facilities. He'd lost his memory and was otherwise mentally unstable, so we knew he couldn't have gone far. I believe the man you're speaking of is already in our custody. We found him seeking shelter in Bittermill. He claims you captured him, though he cannot recall where. So he returned to Bittermill after all. I guess the past came back to haunt him, even if he can't remember it. Listen, my superiors are not like to show you any leniency. If you tell me everything you know, I will do all within my power to see your life is spared. Do we have a deal? Miss, I may be dressed in their uniform, but you'd be mistaken to believe I owe the Garleans any allegiance. I will gladly tell you. The most convenient soldier. 20 years ago, a group of prisoners was relocated to Bittermill to assist in the Garleans' more unorthodox experiments. They wanted to create a new chemical weapon, one that would leave buildings untouched while killing any and everyone it came in contact with. Black Rose, I believe it was called. That's horrible. Their intention was to drive back Eorzean forces without wasting any of our own on the front lines. Of course, they wouldn't know if it really worked without willing volunteers, and what better place than a village long since abandoned by its people. Not a single prisoner survived. Their test proving a resounding success, it was only a matter of time before Black Rose would be deployed, or so they thought. To the surprise of many, the project was shut down before Black Rose could ever be used. The order came from the legatus of the 14th Imperial Legion and the interim leader of the Alamegan province, Gaius van Belsar. The Black Wolf would not allow the senseless murdering of Eorzea's people. He saw them as future subjects of the Empire to be ruled, not savages to be slaughtered. Everything was to be destroyed, but the man behind the project would not see his work wasted, and ran off with the last remaining samples of Black Rose. He was promptly apprehended, but he'd already hidden away his work. They used every heinous tool at their disposal to make him talk, yet he would not, or rather could not, tell him where he hid it. The doctor had already gone mad, and couldn't remember a thing. I can only assume one of his experiments went wrong and ruined his mind in the process. Then that means the man we found earlier. Yep, You're a sharp one. Aye, that's him. Guilherme, former head of research for the 14th Imperial Legion. I can't believe that incoherent mess of a man was a scientist in service to the Garleans. I think we've heard enough. Thank you for your cooperation. What do you think, Sokart? As part of me wants to believe it isn't true, but I see no reason why he would lie to us. There has to be some way to substantiate his story. If the entirety of Bittermill was used for their experiments, it would be no easy feat to do away with the evidence of such a massive operation. No, there would have to be some lingering trace of their work, but if he couldn't dispose of it, their only option would be to bury it. Sokart, we have to go back to Bittermill. Okay. But first, a dungeon. Cutter's Cry. On regular, which means we're level 40. Let's go. Didn't realize it was standing on a sand pillar. Silly me. I was trying to figure out why I was being damaged. Sand pillars. They're dangerous. I died once in this dungeon the first time I ran it. Because I had no idea what's going on. And I died and then couldn't find my way back. Woohoo! All right. That could have been worse. Ta-da! That puts us at second boss. Yep. Oh, this giant worm. And dead. You're gonna hit by too many pillars at the same time. tank me for a little too much that time. It was also bad timing because the white mates hopped into a video. Not his fault, it was just like, that's the spot where it happens. I'm not in combat yet. Ta-da! Okay, to the Chimera. Uh-oh. Healer down. That was amazing. Alright, I'm out of here.